Alright, it's been, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. Just kind of tinkering around with this thing. Just cannot figure out what's going on. The original configuration, you can see there's two cables that go to each one of these terminals. And originally they were on top of each other. Alright, you can tell. So the first part of this little clip, I had them separated because I thought that would make more sense. The whole thing is metal, so I don't see how it would make a difference, but I went ahead and swapped it to how it originally was with both of those on the same little post. Didn't seem to make a difference. These are nice and tight. Thought maybe while I'm doing all this, the last couple days, maybe the battery drained. Not the case. Took everything apart, took the battery out, put it on a trickle charger, and it is fully charged. So the battery is fully charged. These are on properly. I checked the grounds, because this is a ground wire, even though it doesn't look like it was the original ground wire. I mean, things may look like they're jimmy rigged here, but it worked. It worked for years. So I'm not sure why it stopped working. The grounds all look good. Now I'm going to crawl underneath because I noticed the headers are rusted out and there's a couple holes blown through them. Now the truck's always been loud. You know, I have a custom exhaust on here. It's true dual. I had two, or have still two Flowmaster Super 10s. So it's always been screaming loud. So the fact that these blew out and there's a couple holes in there, I didn't notice, honestly. If you had a normal exhaust system, you would definitely notice that, but it's been so loud for so long, you know, makes no difference. But actually, let me crawl underneath and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is a weird angle, but I was up in here to get to the cable, battery cable, make sure everything was tight, which it is. And as you can see, that's a hole in one of the header tubes. There's another one over there, and it seems to be about the same on the other side as well. But like I said, the exhaust and the truck being loud is a non-issue. My concern are stuff like this. Hold on, if I get to it. I'll move my head out of the way, but you can see obviously that rubber is no longer doing what it's supposed to. You know, so I mean, with these old vehicles, eventually you have enough little things where it's just consistently fixing them, you know? I mean, I love this truck, and mechanically it's almost there. I'm sure it's something dumb. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal, whatever's going on with this ignition. So anyway, I'm just under here, just kind of looking around and stuff. Here's an undershot, by the way, of the rust on the wheel well. Alright, so the battery, let me change my hands here, the grip. The battery is up on top of there. So this entire piece is flexing down because a lot of the metal's missing. Alright, it's only being held together by this piece right here. It's supposed to be solid all the way across, which obviously ports that weight of the battery and everything else that's connected to it. But yeah, it's obviously not looking so good. So even if I change the battery position, which I probably will, maybe to get through this winter, all this stuff has to be addressed at some point. At some point, that piece is going to rot out and the whole thing's going to sag, and the truck probably won't be able to go anywhere because it's going to be resting on the wheel. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that, you know, grommets, bearings, you know, it's just one of those things. There's enough rust to make me worried about stuff, you know, so I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much it for now. I was really hoping that fixing the terminal would, you know, solve the starting issue, but obviously something else is going on. It's probably something stupid, probably something simple. It usually is, right? But like I mentioned before, I'm not a mechanic. I've done as much as I could possibly do, you know, so the next step is bringing it to a mechanic, picking which one. That'll be fun. I have to pick from, like I said, every single place I've gone, there's been issues. Every place I've gone, they've done something good for me and everything's been fine, and then there's been other problems where, you know, it's just, it really shouldn't be. It's unfortunate. But that's my really only option at this point. I do want to see what's going on before deciding to get rid of it. It's possible if the repairs to get it going, at least to have it for this season, is reasonable, and it's something I can work out, then I'll certainly do that and I'll have it this winter. But just, I don't know, seeing some of the rust issues and stuff, obviously it's only going to spread. It's not going to get better, and that's a lot of money. Collectively, it's a lot of money, and especially where I am. And like I said, there's a lot of people watching this all over the country, all over the world. There's plenty of places in the U.S. where there's great mechanics that do really cheap work. I'm not in one of those places. This is a horrible, horrible location. to have vehicle problems, especially if you can't do them yourself, and fix it yourself. So yeah, I mean, the internet is an awesome source for information. There's so much awesome mechanical stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of little things you could do yourself, but I'm at the point where I just can't do it. I just don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the know-how. I can learn the knowledge, but even then, I got to get tools and so forth. Now, a comment I see sometimes is about prioritizing, and I'll do these videos and I'll say, hey, my truck's broken down, trying to figure out what's going on, and then I'll do a video of a $200 knife, and people say, well, why'd you buy that $200 knife? Why don't you fix your truck? Where are your priorities? Well, sometimes people don't see the whole picture. When I want new knives, it costs me $7.50. That's what it costs to trade something. That's the shipping price. So when you see gear and stuff, that has no relation to what money I have available to me. All right, just want to throw that out there. But even if I had the money, going back to prioritizing, I only need this truck. I'm using some air quotes there because I really only need this truck a handful of times a year. When the winter is so bad and they didn't get to plow yet and I have to be somewhere, or my wife has to be somewhere, that's when I need this truck. But in all reality, there's plenty of people that drive around here that don't have any four-wheel drive capability, and they can't go anywhere in the really bad storms. And you just hunker down and deal with it. It's not the end of the world to not have a four-wheel drive vehicle where I am. It's extremely inconvenient, but it is what it is. Do I sink in thousands of more dollars to make this truck right so that I can use it 10 times in the winter? Doesn't make sense to a lot of people, So I really have to just, think about what I want to do for the future. But like I said, if I do get it fixed for this season, that's probably it. I'm strongly leaning towards that possibility, is that it will be time to trade it, or sell it. I mean, I'd prefer to trade it, but who knows. So anyway, just want to do an update because a lot of people were still asking what's going on with it, if it was fixed yet. No, it's not fixed. I did everything I could here, but I'm going to have to leave it to some more professional people, which may or may not actually be professionals. We'll see. I'll give you guys an update when something else happens. But for now, it's just sitting. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.